Hi everyone, this is Maki and thank you for watching this video. Today I'm going to talk about Japanese Japanese Shintoism wedding. In Japan, getting married is really easy. Fill out just a piece of paper and submit to the word office and that's it. Easy, right? But ceremonies, they don't have to have ceremonies. They usually prefer to have, or probably that's social norm, to have ceremony. And there are several types of weddings, including Christian style. But today, I'm gonna introduce you about Shintoism, so-called Japanese wedding. I'm gonna talk about these. The meanings of Shintoism wedding. How Shintoism wedding is proceeded. The attire of brides and other rituals and events of Japanese Shintoism wedding, including engagement and wedding reception. I hope you enjoy. Before I'm going to talk about Japanese Shintoism wedding, I'd begin with a story of first wedding in Japan. It dates back of divine time. There were two deities called Izanagi and Izanami. The gods of divine world gave them a special mission to create Japan Island. Firstly, they created Onogoro Island, and they built their sacred pillar at the Onogoro Island. Izanagi said, "Let's walk along this pillar and meet husband and wife. You go to the right, and I go to the left." They each walked along the pillar. When they met face to face at the other side of the pillar, Izanami softly said, "You're the wonderful man." Did I do good? And Izanagi replied, "Why I can't stop smiling?" "And you're a beautiful woman." Did I do okay? So, they became a husband and wife. This story often seen as the first Japanese weddings. The wedding ceremony at Shinto shrine is kind of short but royal tradition. It began in Meiji era, inspired by the wedding ceremony of Taisho Emperor, the next emperor of Meiji Emperor. Their wedding ceremony was kind of the first ceremony held at Shintoism shrine. This type of wedding put importance on the bond of course, the newlywed couples, but also their families. Before this style became popular, Japanese wedding was much more simpler in a way. The weddings were usually held at home. The weddings are held in a room which has little Shinto altar called kamidana, a small sacred shelf that enshrines the family's guardian god. In a way, it was a little shrine at home, so it could be considering that they just shifted the venue of wedding from home to Shinto shrines. How the Shintoism wedding proceeds. The ceremony began with a procession called Sanshin no Gi. The bride and groom slowly walk the shrine's grounds, led by Shintoism priests and shrine maidens, moving toward the altar where the gods await. Well, if you want to see this scene, you can see it. It's actually a public. If you go to unknown shrines like Meiji Jingu on the weekend, you'll probably be able to see them it's like a march, but much more beautiful and sophisticated. So I like to go to Meiji Jingu on the weekends. So feel happy. Actually, for the ceremony, usually only siblings of bride and groom can join. Shintoism wedding is, well, sort of sacred and limited, but it probably enhances the sacredness. Once they reach the worship hall, hidden, the participant takes seats. Of course, the couple's place is located in a special place. The groom sits on the left, and bride sits on the right, following ancient custom. The next comes Shibatsu, the purification rite. The priest offers the words of prayer, cleansing the heart of everyone present. In Shinto belief, purify, seijo, is one of the most important virtues. Then the priest greets God, which makes the beginning of the ceremony. Offerings of rice, Japanese sake, salt, and sea products. They're known as kensan altogether. And they're placed before the altar to express gratitude and respect. After these offerings, the priest recites norito, the sacred prayer announcing the couple being married to the deities. It also contains a heartfelt wish that their future together will be filled with happiness and prosperity and peace. The next comes one of the very known and the most moving part of the ceremony, Sansankudo, the 3-cup ritual. The bride and the groom takes turns sipping sacred sake from 3 different cups, 3 sips each, symbolizing deity world, earth, and humanity. Through this act, the two are bound as husband and wife. Then, couple stands before the altar to read their marriage vows, which is called seishi sojo. Usually, the groom reads on behalf of both, promising a life of mutual respect and harmony. This is followed by tamakushi haire, where they offer a bunch of sacred sakaki to the god. Sakaki is sacred plants, showing their gratitude to the deities. Finally, all participants join Shinzoku Sakazuki no Gi, sharing the sacred Japanese sake together, extending the bond of marriage from couple to everyone present. The attire of bride. I think every attire of bride in everywhere in the world is special and beautiful. So is Shintoism wedding. So let's look at the Japanese type of wedding attire. The bride usually starts with shiromuku, a pure white kimono that has been using for wedding since 15th century. Every part, from the outer robe to the abi sash and small accessories, is white, representing purity and the wish to start new life. Over her traditional hairstyle, the bride may wear either wataboshi, a soft white hood, or a tsunokakushi, a headdress meant to symbolize humanity and hide the haunts of jealousy. Another popular bridal style is irouchikake, a vibrant outer kimono richly decorated with auspicious patterns in gold, red, or other colors. These robes are often woven or dyed using exquisite traditional techniques like embroidery or weaving. Usually, wedding ceremony is held with shiromuku, but bride change into this attire during wedding reception, which I'll explain later. Other events regarding wedding. Engagement. I don't know what it means by engagement. Well, engagement itself began with purpose as the other countries or other places. And I'm not very sure there is a official event for engagement in other cultures. Japanese usually don't do the Western style of put your knees and ask, but buy and present the ring or go to their memorial places or so and ask them to marry. Or it just happens in everyday life. It's cute. Anyways, when it became official, they're gonna marry with Japanese style, there's gonna be an event called Yuino. This tradition dates back in ancient times and originally took place at samurai families and expanded to regular citizens by probably Edo period, which is 17th century to go on. It involves an exchanges of gifts between two families. Items such as dried bonito for strength, kelp for prosperity, and white linen to symbolize lasting partnership. The modern family replaced to casual family dinner, but they do exchange some presents and talk about weddings and those necessary things. So, it doesn't really matter, or casual family dinner. The spirit of mutual understanding and, celebrating the new couple is the same. The wedding reception. After the wedding ceremony, which is sort of limited, they hold wedding ceremony called Hiroen. From here, many invitees will join, families and friends, and usually job-related people, like their boss, will gather to celebrate with food, drink, and heartfelt words. The main event is wedding cake cut, or changing attire, like I said, to irouchikake. And usually they provide a letter to their parents and read at the reception. Makes you full of tears. Then it's gonna usually followed by smaller party called second reception, should I say, with close friends. That's really like a more younger, pretty atmosphere. Some people join from the second party. Okay, I'm wrapping up here. I think what makes Shintoism wedding special is it doesn't end with the ceremony. The wed shrine becomes their lifelong spiritual home. They probably will visit again for other events, like the celebration of their children, newborns, or Shichigo-san, which celebrates their children's 3rd, 5th, 7th years of birth, or other prayers throughout their lives. So, I'd say that getting married with Shintoism bonds their families tied together stronger and offer the couple the place to pray, even though they're not Shintoism. People pray. People want to pray. And they have special place to pray. So marrying in Shintoism is special in that way. Well, that's about it. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.